Okay, we're on.
Okay. Hi, this is Janice Greene, and I am a broker associate with Berkshire Hathaway here in the Inland Empire. And I am so excited and honored to be able to interview Kristi Munoz. Kristi is the Vice President and Account Manager for Lawyers Title and the owner of Title Talk. How are you today, Kristi?
I'm excited. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm a little curious as why it's me that you're choosing, but let's do this.
Well, first of all, I want to say for all to know, Kristi has been such an integral part of supporting so many of us agents during this COVID. Day 2 after stay at home, she implemented several programs, masterminds, accountabilities to keep us all involved, focused, and motivated. So, Kristi, I myself, and I'm sure for everyone else who participated, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So, okay. So I have a few questions. My first one, have you noticed a difference in your business during COVID? And by that, I don't mean that you couldn't go into the offices. I mean, were the challenges of your clients different than from what you ordinarily would experience pre-COVID?
That's a really great question. And at first, I want to say we didn't know exactly what to expect. And of course, we're trying to quickly adapt to what the needs would be. So we realized very quickly that we needed to make sure that as many agents as we possibly could, we needed to make sure that they knew what online products they had available to them. We do training every week on our online products, but the agents didn't realize how much they needed it until COVID-19 came into play and we couldn't actually go to their office to fix something or get something. So online products were probably the biggest thing that played a role in the market that we did, or in the shift of the market that we had.
Okay, super. And thank you for that, because you helped me several times with those tools as well. I always depended on you to do it, and I learned to be a little bit independent in that regard. So thank you.
Nice, good job.
Kristi, did you find that you were having to spend time boosting morale of the agents that you work with?
Yes. Yes and yes. Partially because it's part of what we do on a regular basis anyway. With the accountability, we flipped it into that virtual accountability, as you mentioned. And part of accountability isn't as much for the agents. It is for myself as well, because I always say this, it's not always what they get out of it, it's what I get out of it as well, because we're constantly sharing energy and ideas and motivation. So I get as much as I give, and sometimes I feel kind of guilty because I get so much out of it that I think, oh gosh, I hope everybody else did too. But that's part of what we do the accountability for, is because it's not always one person that has that question. It's a group of people that have that question, like, what are we doing right now? And so virtual accountability for me was like the best thing that could have happened in the last 6 weeks for me.
You know, I feel the same way. And thank you for putting that together. I really appreciate it. So let me ask you, now that we've all learned to work at home, do you think you were more productive in working at home? And if so, will you be incorporating that work at home more into your business moving forward as restrictions are lightened here?
Luckily, I've been working from home for probably about 10 years. But working from home as a choice and working from home as a mandate are kind of two different things. Because when I come home during the day, during a regular market, I run in, I do what I need to do, and I'm done, right? Well, then you add in the element of other people being home that go, hey, while you're here, or hey, what's for lunch? So I I love working from home, but I have realized that, thank goodness, my team at home is very forgiving, because it's literally like the flag comes up and it's like Zoom starting. So I'm done for the next hour. And then it could be 2 or 3 hours before I actually see them again.
Right. Well, I hear you on that. So actually, my next question, you pretty much answered it, and it was just sort of asking you, what is different about your daily routine during COVID versus pre-COVID?
Well, besides not having to commute anywhere, I will say that that has been such a nice thing. In our business, we drive a lot, right? We drive around, we see properties, you guys see properties, we see offices. So that's been kind of a nice luxury to just not have to drive as much. The other part of my daily routine has kind of been, and it's the Zoom. It's that being on the Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, but you're still kind of by yourself. So that daily routine has kind of been exhausting, because I'm a people person. I like to see people. I like to hug. I like to be around people. So being by myself and watching Zooms has been more like exhausting than normal, if that makes sense.
Well, it does. It does. And my last sort of question statement, and I may get emotional, but I just want to know, how is it that you are able to take such great care of all of us during this challenging time? And what I mean by that is you kept us motivated. You kept us focused. You prepared us for the world as we open up. Well, unfortunately, it's not post-COVID, but as we move forward in this. I have to say, there were no other individuals that I can think of that did for us what you do. And it comes from your heart. You weren't about business. You were about taking care of us. And I just want to know where that comes from and how you're able to give so much and take care of you.
Well, I think part of it is just the opportunity to give. You know, we're blessed, we're healthy, we have the opportunity to have a roof over our head and food on our table, and we take so much of that for granted, that during this time period where we were like, okay, there are people that really are suffering, or they're lost or confused, or there's new people that don't know what they're doing. I always harken back to the day that I realized that I would never allow someone in this business to feel out of place. And that was because the way I was taught was not probably the best thing that could have happened to me, but it's the best thing that could have happened to me, because it caused me to shift into being someone that just gives. I was taught that you just go out and do your thing. We don't have time to train you. And here's, you don't have business cards, just tell them who you are. And then just see what you could do for them. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to have someone that I'm around feel like that they're not sufficiently prepared to go out and do their business. So I've always had that. I want to give to the people in the real estate business because it's given so much to me. And I know that sounds corny, but my family allows me to do the giving because they realize that that's where I find my joy. I give because I want to give, not because I have to. And so I give.
Well, and that is so apparent. I mean, I think it truly does come from your heart. We all know it and feel it. And I cannot thank you enough for supporting me and all of us who attended your many various programs that have gotten us to this point where the doors are slowly getting ready to open and we're ready to face the world again. Yeah. So thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm so grateful that you were in them, because I know you are so willing to help people that being prepared to just run out and do your job with 100% confidence. I know that you're just going to be setting the world on fire. So if anybody has a question, you're prepared. You always look to what's best for the client. So that's why you do so much training. So I'm so impressed with you, and I'm grateful that you're willing to help all the people out there that need it.
Well, thank you. And a saying comes to mind, birds of a feather flock together.
Amen to that.
I am happy to have you in my flock. Have a great day, Kristi. And I will see you on our next mastermind.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.